Here we are streaming live on August 18th, and we're going to be talking about, are you fully red-pilled? And what does that really mean? We're going to dig into that in this short video to really help you understand this new phenomenon of controlled opposition, where the mockingbird media has become extremely powerful, not only with the normal mainstream media, but also with alternative media. So controlled opposition versus Q or Cueanon. So are you fully red-pilled? That's what we're going to be talking about here in this video. And notifications are not going out on this channel very well at all, but we do have some people coming on. We got Christ Believer and Sheka and Jeremy and Amy. Nice to see you guys from Florida and Minnesota. Carol, good to see you. William from Maine. Lisa Love. We're going to be talking about, are you fully red-pilled? What's that really mean? Controlled opposition in the alternative media, this new phenomenon, versus Cueanon. So let's dig into this right now in this short video, and then about 5 minutes after this video is over, or the next video you'll see if you're watching the recording, will be on a full report on the mockingbird media, really going over the 15 reasons why we don't trust the media, right? So let's get into this, though, the red-pilling. And we're going to go over just a quick PowerPoint to really look at this. So I'm going to take me off of here real quick and go to the full desktop so you can see this a little better. And you can see, I'm going to blow this up all the way. Are you fully red-pilled? And this is the way I look at it. If you're looking at this being 100% blue-pilled over here on the left, right? So you're 100% blue-pilled. You're blue as can be with zero red in you. You are watching the fake news. You believe CNN. You believe NBC. You believe ABC. You believe the New York Times, WAPO, and the hundreds of others, just normal media outlets that are all controlled. And in my next video, I'll go into the detail of what this really means and how they're all controlled by the Council of Foreign Relations, Bilderberg, and other New World organizations that completely give them 4 a.m. talking points. If you are trusting these organizations, you are completely blue-pilled. Okay, now what's red-pilled really mean? And I think you know that we're talking about in the blue pill, you're fantasy, you're plugged into the matrix, you're controlled by propaganda. You label truth as conspiracy theory. So really things that are true get labeled conspiracy theory by these fake news outlets. By the way, Fox News is not that much better. There's a lot of Fox News. The 4 a.m. talking points are going to many people on the Fox News, and they are delivered. Juan on the 5 is an example, a lot of others, right? Now, on the right side, when you're finally red-pilled, you're the truth. You're unplugged from the matrix. You're thinking for yourself. You can study and decipher yourself. And I'm going to come back to this matrix and to drain it in a little more detail in a second. But I wanted to show you, obviously, if you, just back in the movie Matrix, you got to see it if you haven't seen it. Obviously, Neo was offered a choice by Morpheus, and this is Neo here, and he's got Morpheus, and Trinity becomes his girlfriend later after he's unplugged, right? And it's a great movie where there's a war going on outside this fantasy matrix, and that's the way things are happening now. There's a war going on between NSA, military intelligence, the Trump administration, and the cabal, and the mockingbird media, and really what some people call the Illuminati, or what I would call just the corrupt people in the government, the deep state, the shadow government. All that stuff is being taken down by military intelligence and Trump, etc. There's a big civil war going on. But you won't even know that if you're watching CNN and NBC and ABC and reading New York Times, etc. So you're stuck in the matrix, right? And that's why this choice really came to Matrix. It said, hey, if you want to take the blue pill, you can stay in the matrix. You're going to be controlled. Your mind's going to be controlled by propaganda from 4 a.m. talking points, and you're going to be in fantasy. If you want to do red pill, you have to unplug from the matrix. And here you can see Neo's glasses. And here is, that's Morpheus's glasses. And Neo's grabbing the red pill. He took the right choice to unplug from the matrix. Actually be free. Think for yourself. Be in reality and truth and go fight the war outside the matrix. That's exactly what happened in the movie, right? And so if I come back to dig into the details of this chart, you'll see, are you fully red-pilled? And if you look at this, you're talking about, here I'm 100% blue-pilled. I come to Fox News, I might learn a little bit more truth. Now, if I get to Hannity, where he's got Sarah Carter on there, or Dan Bongino, I'm listening to on, and Tucker Carlson, people like that, I'm gonna be, I see what happened there. It's funny. I'm just gonna adjust this really quick because I'm a perfectionist. Align, send to back, or reorder about it, send to back. All right. So I got my bullet point on Tucker. And I can actually probably move this up too to even give you guys a better view. So there you go. Now, you're still almost 80-90% blue-pilled if you are even watching these guys. Now, there's truth that's being leaked out on a mechanical way by all these organizations to the Sarah Carters and the John Hills of the world, and they're being reported by Hannity and reported by Dan Bongino and Tucker. Right? So you're starting to get some truth. Like all the Spygate stuff is happening now. But it's not really till you start getting into alternative media is where people have really started the blue pill, the red pill journey, right? And they start learning, oh my goodness, 9/11, what really happened on 9/11? Has the media been lying to us? And you stop completely trusting the fake news. But you're still not even 50% red pilled. And this is where a lot of people get caught. They're an alternative media, and this has become the controlled opposition war, especially lately. So if you just started listening to InfoWars and you just started listening to independent media and you don't trust the fake news media, that's good. But there's lots of traps that are going to pull you back in. They want to keep you away from Cueanon. They want to tell you Q is a LARP, Q is a conspiracy theory, and even if you get close, they want to pull you back in. And eventually, you're going to be learning all this stuff and get confused. Yeah, and they may even pull you into flat Earth stuff and told you all kinds of reasons why the flat Earth is true. That the Holocaust didn't even happen. You'll start learning about the anti-U.S. stuff and anti-Trump. Even Alex Jones was saying F Trump. And on the Syria deals, now Alex Jones is telling you that Q is a LARP, Q is fake. Even Jack Posobiec is actually telling you that. So all these people are now what I believe are controlled opposition. But that's what thinking for yourself is what we want. Critical thinking for yourself, literally studying and deciphering yourself. That's how you're red-pilled. So if you want to become more than 50-60% red-pilled, you got to get out of the alternative media controlled opposition. And I think I told you that Vladimir Lenin said the best way to control the opposition is to lead it ourselves. And now, how do we know that these guys are controlled opposition? Number one, they're telling you Q's a LARP. Number two is Q told us. QAnon told us right here. So if you look at this, part of Drop 1822, you go to QAnon.pub and you just look at 1822, you're going to see this. And it says, you, the people, have the power. This movement challenges their forced narrative. That's the Mockingbird Media, 4 a.m. talking point propaganda bullcrap that CNN and it tells you, right? This movement challenges people to not simply trust what is being reported. Research for yourself. Think for yourself. Trust yourself. This movement is not about one person or a group of people. We, the people. You are witnessing a full panic attack by the fake news media and what? Covert alternative media affiliates, even foreign governments. They cannot contain or defeat what they do not understand. They don't understand the QAnon movement. It's a truth movement. Everybody's thinking for themselves. We're not a cult of people just thinking about one thing. We don't even know who QAnon is. He's just asking a bunch of great questions and asking us to think for ourselves. And all these anons are doing awesome research, and we're coming up with all these theories, and we're pulling together things that make sense. And the real truth is coming out. But alternative media and the fake news have teamed up now. Alex Jones is telling you that QAnon's fake. Okay? Also, Jack Posobiec. So is Alex, who are the others that are the truthers that just came together. You know, used to be anti-school, right? And then you got people like David Seaman. They're all telling you Q is fake. Are they paid off? What's their motives? I'm not real sure. But what we do know, just in Drop 1871, he says the Mossad, which obviously controls the deep state cabal in the United States of the CIA, and they give their 4 a.m. talking points. The U.S. politicians, you'll see John McCain, a Republican, give the 4 a.m. talking points. You'll see actor John Brennan. You'll see Comey, who used to supposedly be a Republican, given the 4 a.m. talking points. Right and left. And obviously Pelosi and Chuck Schumer do it all the time. And obviously the U.S. media is printing them up and disseminating them all over. But look, this says Mossad controls not only the right and left politicians, they also control the U.S. media and the alternative media. Obviously, this isn't showing it obviously controls BBC and many other media outlets as well. But the alternative media, and there was even reports about massive money going to be paid to the alternative media. So I don't know if people are being paid or not, right? But I do know this, is that you're being lied to by Alex Jones on Cueanon. You're being lied to by Jerome Corsi on Cueanon. You're being lied to by David Seaman. You're being lied to by Anti-School. You're being lied to by a bunch of independent media people that tell you Cueanon is a LARP. You don't spend hundreds of hours and hundreds of articles and millions of dollars against a LARP. You spend it against the truth that's exposing your evil, your 4 a.m. talking points. So the 4 a.m. talking points is what was dropped. So that's why I'm just telling you, be careful. Don't think you're red pilled just because you're doing research on YouTube and looking at independent media, because it could be controlled opposition. You've got to work your way through that. And one clue is anybody who's using the 1967 invented term of conspiracy theory and is telling you Q is a conspiracy theory, they are probably controlled opposition. They may even be paid off operatives. Now, there may be some might be threatened, and we may need to pray for some of these people. Maybe some of them are just greedy and want money, and they want to have the sources. I own all the independent sources. Some way or another, when somebody's telling you Q is a LARP, somebody's telling you Q is a conspiracy theory, they are lying to you, and you are not fully red-pilled if you do not get out of this sucking circle of the alternative media. What happened is they controlled all this, and they thought they could win the election. They lost it with Trump. Trump's trying to take him out now, so they bounce into alternative media heavy because they realized they lost primarily because of that. So some of these that were good before the election have now been corrupted. Corsi is a good example. You'll never hear Corsi say anything bad about the Mossad, right? Why? That's truth. You'll never hear Alex Jones say anything bad about Mossad, right? And that's the corrupt part of the Mossad and the CIA are some of our biggest enemies. So again, this is just to let you know that you are not fully red-pilled just because you don't trust CNN and NBC and have moved into alternative media, independent media, because they're sucking massive money and energy coming in from the Mossad, from the CIA, from all the Mockingbird media into the alternative media. It used to be primarily only in the mainstream media, but now it's fully penetrated into Fox News. It's fully penetrated into the alternative media, and it's going to suck you out, make you confused, bring you into all kinds of beliefs that are wrong. And the biggest belief and lie of all is that Q is a LARP and that QAnon is a conspiracy theory. So that's just a short video to tell you. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to get back on and go over a more detailed view of the 15 reasons we do not trust the media. That'll be the next video coming up. God bless you. I'll talk to you guys all later.